Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Larry with 60 Mile. Let me move this back a little bit. It was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, let me see here. I think that's looking a little better. Yeah, I just, I was thinking tonight I wanted to kind of touch on something that's pretty important to me. I know it's a pretty important topic to a lot of you guys and girls out there. What am I doing here messing with this stuff? I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, here we go. All right. So basically, tonight I want to talk to you about how to move forward in life. It's a pretty simple strategy, nothing really complicated. Basically, it's you got to be accountable. You got to be accountable for your actions. You got to be accountable not only for the things that you're doing, but you have to be accountable for the things that you're not doing. And you have to understand that the reason that you may have something or not have something in life is hold on, this thing is messed up here, is not anyone else's fault. It's not there's no one else really to blame for it but yourself. That's something that's pretty difficult to come to terms with for a lot of us. I mean, there's a portion of my life that it was pretty difficult for me to come to terms with that. But in the end of the day, you come to a point when you realize that if it's gonna be, it's up to me. You have to be accountable for being places on time. You have to be accountable for paying your bills. You have to be accountable for spending time with the people that you love, the relationships that you want to continue having, right? I want to bring it back to something personal for me. Back when, when I was renting an apartment, and I was renting with friends, and then I was renting an apartment on my own, and I was back in the day, and this is actually let's say back in 2010 when I bought my first place. Prior to that, I was living in a fancy condo in South Florida, a fancy apartment in South Florida, expensive. I was driving a luxury car, expensive, monthly payment, fake it till you make it, right? And I knew I really wanted to own my own home, and I kept, it was pretty expensive to purchase a home, and I kept coming up with all these reasons why I wasn't able to get into my own place, my own house, buy my first home. And for a long period of time, a lot of those reasons, I was deflecting. They didn't really come back to me. But the truth is that, again, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And I eventually, I had to come to the realization that if I wanted to buy a home, that I had to buckle down, I had to make some changes, and I had to make it happen because nobody was going to do it for me. I I don't know what I was thinking to begin with. I might have thought that somebody was going to come along and help me get into my first place, and that just wasn't going to happen. And thankfully, actually, that it did not. And so, I ended up having to sell my car, get around other ways for a year. I started eating like ramen noodles, tuna in a can, living really inexpensively. And on top of that, I had about 20 grand in credit card debt. That wasn't fun. I started paying that down aggressively. I was working a job at the time. I just started it, not too long before I decided to buy my first place. So, I wasn't making too much money. I had to make the most out of the money that I had. And the biggest thing, like I said, I'm going back to it, is that I had to be accountable. I had to be accountable, and I had to tell myself that, again, if it's going to be, it's up to me. Nobody's going to do it for you, Larry. I had to take a look in the mirror and really go with that. And that's really the way the life is. That's the way life is every single day. If you're in high school and you're always late getting to the bus stop, and you're waking up late, your alarm goes off, but you hit the snooze button, and you get to the bus late, you get to school late, because not everybody's parents can drive the kids to school. Parents have to work too, and parents have to work. Kids' job is to go to school, right? So if you're a teenager, you're always running late in the morning, You need to be accountable. You can't blame your parents for not waking you up. Set your alarm earlier. Wake up earlier. When your alarm goes off, don't hit the snooze button. And that goes for adults too. When it's time to go to work, time to get up in the morning. You know, you could get up early, have some extra time to make a healthy breakfast, relax a little bit, or you can get up 10 minutes before you gotta be out of the house and rush. Drive fast through traffic to get to work, potentially get in a car accident. I mean, so many things can happen, you know, and then, you know, when bad stuff does happen, people tend to blame somebody else. And you know, what's funny is that we tend to blame other people when it is 100% like undisputably our fault. You know, indisputably you know, it's indisputable that it's our fault. We like to push it and blame other people. And I'm telling you that kind of attitude, that mentality is not going to get you anywhere in life. You know, I ended up buying my first place because I became accountable, you know, and I, you know, bought a second place. You know, I have a family. Things are great, and this is all because of accountability. You know, I didn't wait around for somebody to do it for me. I knew nobody was going to do it for me, and I had to do it myself. Every day when I get up and go to work, I have to do it myself. I don't have anybody coming in, waking me up, saying, hey, get out of bed, time to go to work. Let me help you out here. Let me nudge you out the door. No, if I don't go to work, then I can't pay the bills. Then, you know, I don't have a place to live. I don't have food to eat. And I don't have a car to drive, you know. I mean, these are realities, you know, we have to face these on a daily basis. Life is great once you start to realize that you have to be accountable. And once you start being accountable, you're going to find a confidence inside you that just keeps building and building. And it really, it's limitless. It can take you anywhere. But the most important thing is that you first realize that and you act on it. Because the more you sit around and make excuses, the more you refuse to take accountability to accept accountability for the way your life is right now, and what you do have and what you don't have, and where you are, then the longer you're going to be there. I'm telling you right now that until you decide to take 100% accountability for your life, you will not move forward. It's just not going to happen. You have to be accountable. Have I said that enough in this video? I think I have. It's so important. It's so important, and not enough people realize it. So anyway, Friday Live, welcome. Thank you guys for watching, those of you who are watching. And again, lesson for the day is be accountable. If you're watching this video on our YouTube channel, it'd be great if you would like it and subscribe to our channel now by clicking on the subscribe button. It's down there somewhere. Until then, see you on the next video, on the next Friday Live also. Watch out for another episode of 60 Mile Motivation coming. And remember, you don't quit, you never give up, and you are always forward. You can do this, okay? See you guys later. Now, let me try to find out how to end this video here.